y'all, and welcome to today's video. I finally got my order from Blend Bunny Cosmetics, the Dollhouse palette. We are going to swatch it. We are going to test it out. I'm going to create some looks, and then at the end of the video, I'm going to give y'all my full review on this palette. I'm excited. I ordered this on launch day. Blend Bunny shipped it out so super fast. And then USPS decided they were just going to hold my palette for a long time. But it is finally here. This is like neutral and colorful. Colorful neutrals, if you will. We've got mattes. We've got shimmers. I'm ready to play, and if you are new here, hey, my name is Heather and makeup makes me happy. Here at my channel, we don't try to be perfect. We just want to have a good time with our makeup, whatever that means. Shimmer, glitter, testing new indie brands, we are here for it. So if that sounds good to you, I do hope that you will subscribe before you leave today, because I upload lots and lots of new videos every single week, usually 5, 6, sometimes 7 videos a week. So if you are looking for fun makeup content, this is the place to be. But I cannot wait to play with this palette, so let's jump into it. Okay, so let me show y'all this palette, a close-up before it's touched, so that you can see it in all its beautiful goodness. I was really excited to try this palette. I did try Blend Bunny's second release, that is their Surge palette. It's very colorful, and I really had a good experience with that palette. I will link my video on it down below. I did swatches and 2 looks with that palette, so you can check it out if you're curious to know what I've thought of that one. This one really caught my attention though, because there's neutrals and colors, and the colors are more like muted colors, so I'm excited about that. The thing that really made me like the most hype for this palette is this row of dark shades. I saw a lot of people saying like, oh, all those shades look super similar. To me, these do not look similar at all. They're just all dark, but all dark shades don't look alike to me. So I am most excited for this row right here, because when I see this, I see very deep shades, but this is like a warm brown. This is like a purple eggplant type of shade. We have a black. I love a black eyeshadow. This is more of like a very deep mauve tone, whereas this is a very deep like grape berry tone, and then we have a cool brown that's dark. So this is a dark warm brown, and this is a dark cool toned brown that almost has like a green olive undertone to it, which I'm all about. So for somebody like me who is a makeup lover, I'm very, very excited to have a range of dark shades that have different undertones. I think that's going to be amazing. There are light mattes, mid-tone mattes, dark mattes, and then we have 2 rows of shimmery shades. I'm going to pop up a picture of the swatches now so that you can see what the swatches look like. I wanted to swatch these before I tried them so I could really see like the undertones and the textures, and I'm just pumped, y'all. Like, I think some of these shades are going to be really versatile and fun to play with. I think when looking at this palette, the most obvious route to go with for looks is to stick to a column and say, okay, I'm going to play with this column. So you could have 6 different looks just staying within the column. So for me and the looks that I'm going to create for y'all, I want to mix and match all over the palette, because I feel like Blend Bunny has laid this out in such a way that you can stick with a column of colors and know exactly what you're going to create and get a beautiful look. So I'm hoping maybe with my video, I can give you some inspiration on how to mix and match, maybe pair some shades together that you wouldn't have thought to pair together. I don't know, maybe this will be helpful, but overall, I'm going to try out as many shades as I can, and then at the end of the video, I really want to give you my full review. That will be a few days from now for me, but of course a few minutes for y'all with the power of editing. But I cannot wait to play with this. One more thing I want to point out before I jump into using the palette is there is a mirror in this palette. This is the third palette release from Blend Bunny, and this one has a mirror. The Surge palette did not have a mirror. I did not buy the first palette, although I think I may need to. I don't think that one had a mirror either, but you can definitely correct me if I'm wrong. And I also added in these brushes. I'm quickly going to show you a close-up of the brushes. These are small blending brushes. I can never have enough brushes. I am a makeup lover. I use makeup all the time. I'm constantly washing my brushes, and I heard really great things about Blend Bunny brushes, and I'm always looking for more brushes. So I thought, you know what, I'm placing this order. I'm gonna order these. They did come in this little bag, so I'm excited about that. I could never have too many little bags like this, but I am also going to review these for y'all, so I will use these, I will wash them, I will use them some more, and then I will give you my full review on these. But I'm excited to play. I'm going to prime my eyes. I'm going to zoom y'all in, and we are going to see what we can create. Okay, my eyes are primed with my MAC paint pot, and I am just like, I'm seeing a look in my head, and I want to see if I can get it to come together the way I want it to. So what I'm going to do first is go into Porcelain, and I'm going to use this Blend Bunny brush that has the white handle. This is called the B5, and this is very, very light shade, but I'm going to put it in my crease, kind of under my brow bone. This one is coming from the more kind of olive toned row, but I just wanted to buff it and kind of see how that shade performed. I want to use as many shades on the eyes as possible, so I'm just kind of buffing it in like that. So far, so good. I'm just going to wipe the brush off. I have a towel sitting here in front of me, so I'm just going to buff it like that. And then I'm going to go into the shade right here called Plastic. This more like peachy orange kind of mid-tone shade, and I want to put this all here in the crease, but I'm not going to be worried about taking it out here. I'm just going to stop it kind of right there. And with my deep set eyes, I like to find the socket right here, but I don't want the color to get lost in how deep my eyes are, so I actually am going to put this color above the crease too, so that even when my eyes are open, you're able to see that color. Okay, next I'm going to take the lighter gray brush. This is B4, and I'm going to go into Plume, this more like berry toned deep shade. I'm telling y'all, these may have looked similar. These dark shades may have looked similar in photos, but they are different. You can definitely tell the differences in tones when you swatch them out. I didn't mention this earlier, but I will say when I bought this palette, I had a really easy time like on the website. It went live when it was supposed to go live. I was able to check out with no problem. And like I said, Blend Bunny did ship this out to me really quickly. So I wanted to let y'all know, since I'm kind of doing looks and a full review on this palette, kind of how my experience as a customer was as well. I'm going to take this, you can see this isn't fully blended, but I'm just mapping out where I want the color. And I'm also going to pull this down a little bit under my eye like this, so that we have like this kind of shape right here. Okay, now I want to go into the shade Attic right here, and I'm picking this up on a B2 brush, and this is going to go the rest of the way underneath my lower lash line. I'm going to kind of buff that in to the deeper Plume shade that we used. So just kind of wrapping it like that. Okay, for the lid shade, I'm going to go into this beautiful shade down here called Harlequin. And I'm picking up some of my NYX glitter primer. After like feeling these and feeling the textures and seeing how sparkly these shades were, I thought that a glitter primer would like give me the most impact. Of course, you don't have to use a glitter primer, but this is what I want for the look that I'm going for. And I think it's just going to make it look crazy intense, like crazy in a good way. So 206 from BK Beauty, I really enjoy using a fluffy brush with my shimmers. I just dropped the brush, so that's okay. That's beautiful. Like, you're seeing this, right? You're seeing this. That is so pretty and sparkly. Okay, since I have so much sparkle going on with that lid shade, I want to do a matte inner corner. So I'm going to go into Undress, and I'm picking this up on the B3 brush, and I'm just going to give myself a matte inner corner highlight. And then I'm going to put on some black eyeliner, and I think I'm going to throw on some Ardell Wispies. I think I can do lashes, and I will be back and we'll see how this look comes together. Alright y'all, this is the finished look. I just used a little bit of mascara and some Ardell Wispy lashes. If you want to know anything else that I'm wearing, lip, blush, highlight, anything like that, I will list it down in the description box for y'all. But I'm feeling this look. I'm feeling the peach, purple, glittery, sparkly type of vibe. I like this dramatic look, but of course, I always want to know what y'all think of this look. So far, shadows blended well, applied well. I'm happy. I'm into it. I'm feeling this look. Okay, I have my eyes primed and ready. And since the last look was simple but dramatic, like pretty dark, and we played with color, I thought it would be fun to maybe do something super simple, soft, and we'll go neutral this go round. So I am going to jump into, let's go into this shade right here, Display. And this is a Morphe M504 brush. And you can see this is kind of a cool tone. So I'm just going to buff this in. I'm not taking it to my brow bone. I don't want it to be that kind of cool toned cast up there. I just want this to go all into my crease, below my crease, above my crease. Just really buffing. Okay, this is a Morphe brush, I'm pretty sure, but all the name has rubbed off of it. But you can see it's not quite as large as the last brush I used, but I want to go in now to the shade Vintage. And I'm going to mix it just a dab with Attic. So mostly Vintage and then a touch down in Attic. I'm going to keep this right out here. Very soft. I'm holding my brush way down on the handle so that it's lightly grazing my skin. I'm not like blending hard or anything, just very lightly. Little blends out here to kind of fan out the shadow. Okay, next I'm going to grab this Cleona brush, and I want to go into the shade Mannequin, this kind of rose gold type of shade. I'm going to pick this up on my brush. Again, I'm using kind of a fluffy brush, and I am going to spray my brush. Whatever is fine. I'm going to just spray it with whatever makeup mist is closest to me, and I'm going to put this all over the lid. Okay, so with the fluffy brush, I'll probably get more fallout than if I went on with like a flat brush, but this is just my preferred method. I feel like I can see more sparkle this way, and I can just blend it how I want it. So this shade is looking so pretty, and that's applying really well with the brush. Okay, now I'm grabbing the Blend Bunny B4 brush, and I want to go into No Strings. this shade from the kind of mauve column, and I'm going to buff this just under the lower lash line, just back and forth, back and forth. Then I want to grab the B3 from Blend Bunny, and I want to go into Pretend. This shade right here that's like, I don't know if I want to call it a duochrome, but it's definitely a pink that can also look white. I think this would be really pretty as a blush topper or highlight too. It's so beautiful. Ever since I swatched this one, I was like, oh, I cannot wait to put that on my inner corner. That's really pretty. Okay, now I'm going to take my black eyeliner, this is a CHROMA STIX, NORVINA CHROMA STIX in black. Just something I can smudge. I want to get something I can smudge. I'm going to get something with a small mirror so I can kind of get up close, like this one from Pat McGrath. And I'm going to put this on my upper lash line, but I'm not going to be precise. It can be messy. I don't care. Like, see, I'm not worried about getting a smooth line. I'm just going to get it down. And then I'm going to smudge it, like smudge it in with a black shadow. So I'm going to grab a tiny, tiny brush. This is an M213 for Morphe, and I want to go into the shade Stitched right here. This is black. I'm going to make sure there's, like, tap off my brush to make sure nothing's going to jump off the brush, and then I'm just going to press the shadow into the liner, like press and then kind of smudge, because I want to get a smudgy liner look. And I'm just going to do that on the lash line, back and forth. And then I'm going to wipe the brush off so there's barely any product on it. And I'm going to go back over the line just to smudge it out even more. That way it's kind of a messy, not quite defined line. Okay, I'm going to do this also on the lower lash line. I'm going to smudge a little bit of black into the lower lash line. I'm going to put on some mascara, and then I'll be back and we'll see how everything is coming together. Alright, this is the finished look. I wanted to do something kind of soft. For me, this is soft. This is light colors. We only kept like the darker colors close to the lash line, but I'm feeling it. Like, I really like this look. I love the inner corner shade, like how we have that pink shiftiness happening there with the kind of cool tones on the lid. I'm feeling this look, but I would love to know what you think. I'm looking forward to wearing this look today. I'm into it. If you're curious about the rest of the makeup that's on my face, like my cheeks, lips, anything like that, I will of course put it down in the description box, but this is the finished look. Alright, today the goal is to play with this beautiful blue shade. I gotta play with this blue color up here, Glass Eyes, and maybe some imaginary too. This purple, I gotta go for it. So I have not primed my eyes yet. Let me quickly throw on a little eye primer, smooth away these little frizzies, and we'll see. We'll see what we gotta do to put that blue on the lid. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe like a spotlight halo eye, but messy. Because I love the messy makeup. Some of y'all hate that about me, and I'm so sorry. But let's go in with Baby Doll with this big Morphe M504. Make sure I don't have any creases. And just buff it in all over like this. Tap it out here. Buff it in. Man, these mattes blend so easily. Every single one I've tried so far has blended easily, effortlessly. Okay, now that I have that on, let's go into rouge right here. This kind of blush color. I'm taking that on the Blend Bunny 5 brush, and we're going to keep it right in here, and we're going to keep it right out here, kind of leaving like here blank. So I'm just dipping, blending, buffing it like that. Okay, then listen, I didn't even put the mauve down on this eye yet because I'm too excited to go into this blue. I want to go into Glass Eyes, and I'm picking this up. This is a No Name Real Techniques brush. It came in a set. I'm going to pick this up, and I am going to spray my brush. I'm not going to put down any glitter primer because I really want to be able to like diffuse this. Okay, so I'm going to take this and put it all up like that. Okay, this is applying really well with the brush. And I'm going to like drag this across my skin after I pack it on like this. Then I'm going to drag it across my skin so that I kind of diffuse some of the shimmer. I will get a little bit of fallout doing this, but I don't care. My face is set with powder. If you don't like to set your face with powder, maybe do your eyes first. But any fallout will wipe away. I love, love, love these two shades together. Wow. Okay, let me do this eye, and then I think we're going to do some of that purple shimmer too. Okay, I'm going to try this. Not sure how it's going to work, but what I want to do is go in with Imaginary. And I'm going to pick this up, and I'm going to spray my brush. Of course, that's just, I like to work with shimmers that way. And I'm going to put this on the lower lash line. And I want to blend it kind of low. My lower lashes are pretty long. So when I put mascara on, I don't want this to be covered too much. So I'm going to just blend. Did I say this is a B2 from Blend Bunny? And I'm just kind of packing it like that. And then lightly blending it out here. Yeah, I like the way that's looking. I'm really liking that. Okay. I'm going to do that to the other eye, and I'm going to keep it this low. Okay, I'm so into this so far. So I'm going to go into Tulle. This shade over here, and I want to put it right here on the inner corner, and then I'm going to do eyeliner. I think I'm going to do a colored eyeliner underneath. I need to go through and see what I have. Gosh, this is pretty. Okay, I really like the way these colors are coming together. They're so soft. I'm into it. Let me do eyeliner. Let me finish the look. I will be back. We'll talk about it. Okay, y'all, this is the finished look. I put on some ColourPop Charmer liner in the lower lash line. It's like a eggplant type of color. I put on some Sigma lashes. I will have that listed and linked down in the description box for y'all, along with my blush, highlight, lip color, foundation, concealer, all of that. I'm loving this look. I'm loving the kind of mauve, the purple, the baby blue together. I really like that. I like that in this palette you can still create a soft, colorful look if you want to. I'm kind of feeling that, but of course I would love to know, what do you think of this look? What do you think of this blue sparkle? I, of course, am feeling it. I'm into it, but I want to know what you think about this look. I'm excited to wear this today. I'm just kind of moving around so y'all can see. So you can see the looks, but let's jump into the next one. Okay, for this fourth look, I want to play with the greens in this palette. I've been thinking what I want to do, and I really want to just do like a monochromatic olive green look. these 3 shades are like begging me to play with them. So my eyes are primed, ready for shadow, and what I'm going to do first is actually go into this shade right here called Pose, and I'm going to put that down all in the crease. I feel like I've done 2 kind of lighter looks, more light tones, more sparkly ethereal vibes. The first look was pretty dark, so with this 4th look, let's go ahead and do another dark look. This is a BK Beauty brush. I'm just kind of buffing that shadow in the crease. And then I'm going to take this Blend Bunny B5 brush and I want to go into Madame. So this is a brown shade, but it's kind of cool olive undertone. So I want to take this and I want to go in the socket with this shade like this. So I'm kind of pressing it in. And I'm just going to take my time blending this shade back and forth, back and forth. Okay, so I have that shade down. I didn't worry about blending it up here too much because I'm going to grab this BH Cosmetics brush and I'm going to go into the shade Figure, this olivey tone up here, and I want to use that to kind of buff out up here. So I'm just kind of going along the edge of that dark shade, blending back and forth like this, little circles, little buffing motions, just getting a good blend. And these 2 shades next to each other, I feel like bring out the olive in one another. So having this matte kind of mid-tone olive is bringing that tone out in the deeper shade. Okay, so once I have those shades blended out, we're going to go in with 2 shimmers on the lid, and I'm again going to use my NYX glitter primer. It's just my favorite technique. I want to actually go in with this green olive shade down here, and then I want to go in with this kind of bronzy shade over here, Marionette. I think those are going to be so beautiful together. So I'm going to tap my lid in with the primer, and then I'm going to grab my brush. This first brush is a Cliona brush, and I'm gonna put this on my lid kind of out here. I'm just going to tap it on top of the glitter primer now, and I can go back and blend in a minute. And then I'm going to take this smaller brush. This one is from Morphe, but there's no number on it. And I'm going to pack that on the inner part of my lid so that that kind of warm bronze, I think, is going to be a pretty contrast to the cool toned crease that we have. And then it's going to fade in to this olive shade. I'm just going to kind of press the shade on, and then when I feel like the shade's where I want it, I'm just going to flick, flick, flick. Remember, you can always go back and blend later. I like to kind of map out where I want my shades, and then when I'm done with the look, I'll go back and I'll kind of make sure everything's nice and blended how I want it. But first up, I'm just kind of putting the shades where I want them. Okay, for the lower lash line, I'm going to take this B3 brush and I'm going to go into the shade Fasten, the one right above the Marionette shade that we put on the lid. I'm going to take that and it's just going to go into the lower lash line. Just blending it back and forth, just a warm dark brown shade. Now I'm going to grab the B2 and we're going to do an inner corner highlight with this shade right here called Pin Curls. I'm just going to pick that up on the brush and dust it on the inner corner. That's really pretty. I also think this shade would be really pretty if you used like a black eye base and then put this all over the lid. That could be really, really beautiful. I think it would just make this super dark and intense. But I'm going to throw on some eyeliner, and then I'll come back and we'll see the finished look, and I'll give you my review on this palette and the brushes. Okay, y'all, here is our fourth and final look. I would love to know what you think of this green, bronzy, cool tone type. I don't know what to call this, but I like it. It's dark and I'm here for it. Now, I am ultra mega excited. I have actually been sharing these looks over on Instagram on my stories. So if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you're following, because I've shared like my first 3 looks over there, and I was actually able to like chat with Blend Bunny, and they asked me if I wanted a code because they said they liked my looks, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this palette. Like, this palette is so good. And they asked me if I wanted a code. It is a 10% off code for y'all. It is an affiliate code. You can now use code Heather at Blend Bunny Cosmetics, and I'm so excited about that. Listen, I'm loving this palette, and I'm so happy I now have a code so y'all can save some money. And let me tell you, okay, let's start with the brushes. I did pay for this palette and the brushes, and the first palette I have from them, yeah, the Surge palette, their second palette, my first palette from them, I paid for all that, okay? But these brushes, I really like these. I think these are very nice. I have used them multiple times now. I have like spot cleaned them. They hold up well for that. I actually washed them on my Sigma little washing mat with my Sigma foam. They hold up well. I've been using them. I really like these. If you are looking for small blending brushes, I think you'll really like these. Y'all know me. And if you don't know me, let me just tell you, I'm never going to say, you need something, you need this. Like, no, we need food, clothing, shelter, air. But if you are looking for some nice blending brushes, I really like these. I'm very happy that I bought these and that I have these in my collection now, because I'm definitely going to be using these a ton. I love blending brushes, so those are perfect for me. This palette, you probably already know. You probably already know because you've seen me play with this 4 times. You've seen the looks. I love this palette. I think this is great. I like the packaging. I like the Dollhouse theme. I love the color story inside. I think this is just so nice. These shimmer shades are extra sparkly, and I really love that. I love that we have a row of dark shimmer shades, a row of light shimmer shades. I like that we have light mattes, mid-tone mattes, dark mattes. The quality in these shadows is so good. I was able to work with them so easily. I feel like I created some really pretty looks, and I feel like there are still thousands of looks I can create with this color story. So if you're waiting for my review, I really like this. I'm so happy that I bought this. I know I said earlier in the video a few days ago that I had a great customer experience. The checkout process was great. They shipped this palette out quickly. I think this is really beautiful. Again, the thing I'm like most excited for is all these dark tones, because that's me. I love dark tones. I love that we have mid-tones, and I think there's something special about these shimmers. If you have this palette, definitely let me know your thoughts down below. Are you interested in this color story? If you don't have this palette, I hope that I provided you with some entertainment, a review. Shop your stash if you want to create any of the looks. Thank you for watching. I hope you are having an amazing day. Like this video if you liked it. Share it with your friends, family, social media, anybody who you think would enjoy my content. It honestly helps me out a ton when y'all share my videos. Everything that's on my face I will have linked down below. I will link everything that I used, talked about, as much as I can. I will put it in the description box, so definitely check there if you're curious about anything, and I will see you very soon in another video. Bye!